All right, hello, good evening. I am Wallaber, and oh hey, just got a follow from Stress Test. I don't know if you're here in the chat or that was a latent notification, but either way, thank you very much. All right, so still working on this game, Pro Gymnast. Making excellent progress though, and we're kind of in the home stretch here on this game. This is my to-do list. This is all I got, stuff I gotta do for the release version of the game. At least this is what I'm aware of right now. And so today, wanted to look into a few things. One of the things is that oh hey, that's Skeever. It took me a while, but I found you through a Wikipedia article and wanted to commend you to make more jelly car. Well, first of all, thank you so much for the long route you took to find me. And very, very much thank you for appreciating Jellycar. Jellycar has kind of an interesting and complicated backstory, which is that I created that game while I was employed at Disney, and originally it was a free game. And then I was working at Disney, and at some point along the way I heard from some of my colleagues that the mobile team at Disney had this like open call for ideas for games to make, for new mobile games to make. This was just after the App Store had kind of come out, and I had made Jellycar originally intending it to be for the Xbox, using Microsoft's XNA platform thing that they had. And I thought it was going to be so cool. I was going to make a free game, but you could play it on an Xbox, well, on a console. So I got the game working, and then eventually Microsoft announced that they wouldn't be allowing free games. So you had to make your game paid, which I couldn't do because I was employed, and you know, that would be sort of like a conflict of interest. So the game kind of just paused there, and then the App Store comes out a few years later, and I thought the App Store was really cool. Wanted to try it out, and I thought up, oh, you know, you could probably play Jellycar on that with the control scheme of like touch to the left side, you know, right side to drive and whatnot. So I got myself an iPod Touch, and I made the very first iOS version. And they, you know, Apple allowed free games, so I was able to release Jellycar as just like a free game. And I guess you were about 9 years old when that happened, and it was a pretty popular early App Store game, which was really cool. But I couldn't do much with it after that. I got busy, and I had a great career going at Disney. So anyway, when I hear that the Disney mobile team has an open call for new ideas, I wrote a proposal to make a sequel to Jellycar, which they accepted. And so then at that moment, Jellycar kind of transitioned from a Wallaber free game to a Disney product. And there was actually a different team that created Jellycar 2, but I worked on the design with them. And then Jellycar 2 came out as a paid game. It was 99 cents. It did pretty well. And then from that point on, Jellycar was a Disney thing. I got to myself, essentially, with a couple other people, make Jellycar 3, because at that point I had now switched inside Disney to working on mobile games and starting a little mobile team. So we made Jellycar 3, and then after that, that same team went on to make Where's My Water and a bunch of other, mobile games at Disney. Anyway, all that to say, Jellycar is officially owned by Disney. The intellectual property is owned by Disney. So in order to make another one, I have to work with them somehow, which wouldn't necessarily be impossible, but it's harder than just, hey, I want to make it, let's just start making it. Yeah, and a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but occasionally people ask me, why isn't it on the store anymore? Can you at least just put the old games back up on the App Store? And that's just sort of the sad story of that it takes a lot of effort to keep games updated on mobile platforms these days, because they keep updating the phones and the OSs, and you have to, like Apple had that big thing where they went from 32-bit to 64-bit, and then they actually got rid of all the old 32-bit apps. If you hadn't updated your app to be 64-bit, it was gone from the store. Things like that happen all the time. And unfortunately, it just costs money to make those updates, test all those updates, and then get them out on the store. And once a game's older in its life, it's harder and harder to justify that cost. So that's the unfortunate reality, is why the games aren't available anymore. Sorry, you said me and my sister really like the sledding, snowboarding levels. Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I very much want to find a way to do something with Jellycar again in the future. We'll see if we can make it happen. That would be really cool. I'm just completely done with Apple. I just want to run Linux on my phone or something and not deal with phone. Yeah. Ever since that experience, actually switching over to make Jellycar for Apple, I really enjoyed their computers. Like I loved how simple they were, and how compared to Windows, a lot of things were simpler and easier and made more sense to me. And even just like some weird stuff, like for developers, the command line was like actually weirdly more fully featured than on Windows and stuff. So I ended up, like, I was all Mac, Apple computers since then, until very recently actually, where just for a variety of reasons I've ended up back on Windows. But it's been kind of a culture shock coming back and trying to figure out like all the stuff that I really got used to, like on my Mac, that they don't have here. But I do hear you about phones. They're amazing, but they're also, it's kind of a tricky thing. They're the most ubiquitous device, so it's amazing and it's a great opportunity, but it's also like closed off and very difficult, and they have a lot of weird conflicts, like conflicting goals, like Apple, wants everyone to be safe, but they also want to do this, they also want to do that, and it just gets tricky. Did you ever play Dungeon Hunter 2? I don't think so. That game sounds familiar, but I don't think I played it. Yeah, like you were saying, Apple and the App Store, whether it's like a monopoly or not, like that's a very tricky question, and like it does just produce a lot of challenges, either for people who just want to get access to different apps or software, and then from my point of view as someone who makes stuff, it adds a lot of complexity as well. Apple, all those platforms, even console platforms, have the same kind of thing, where there's like lots of complex rules that the platform holders have on how they test your software, and there's like some document, right, that's like, here's all the rules, but it's always kind of a guessing game as to how to interpret what they actually mean. Obviously there's famous cases on Apple iOS of that, where apps get rejected and then they question why, and it becomes a whole thing, right? I can see both sides of how it's basically just a tricky problem. Right, so today, one of the things that's been going on in this game, this is my spiritual successor to an earlier game I made called Gymnast. So this is a physics-based gymnastics game. Is the motion looks really cool, but the human characters, are kind of expressionless. And that may just have to be the way it is, because I don't have a lot of budget or time to make fancy facial animations and stuff. But I did want to quickly take a look at this like avatar system I'm using in the game. So there, now we should have an avatar loaded in the scene here, even though you can't see it in the game view. There we go. And see, they do come with this. Here, if I go like this, they look a little more closer to the real thing. If you look on here, there is this thing called expression player, which I think is what's already causing some of this stuff, but I'm not sure. Like, okay, look at this. We got sliders. We can do stuff. So that's kind of cool. I wonder... Oh, look at this. So there's this thing called expression set. What do we got here? Neck up, neck down, neck left. Okay, so this is the data that is driving the... Oh yeah, the game you're talking about, it was discontinued after the devs moved on to freemium games. This is quite a good Diablo clone thing for a 2011 iOS game. Yeah, there's a lot of games like that, right? That were really cool and are just gone now. Either because, you know, they were paid and nobody wants to pay for games anymore, or, like I've mentioned, you know, just like keeping them updated is like not worth it. So this is interesting, because I could go here to this, where was it? This thing. The expression player. Let's see, does this thing do anything? Not sure. Because I'm wondering if I can at least just get some basic... a little bit of emotion on the face of the characters. Let's see. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I wonder if I could, like, let's see. Where's the eyes? Are these animating here? What's going on? Yeah, they are animating. So what's doing that? Probably because this blinking thing is turned on? Maybe leave it like this for here, and while you're swinging, moving, set it to a face. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, is like, can I get at least some like effort face or something, you know? So like when you're pulling in on the arms and legs, that you get like a different facial expression or something like that. Yeah, I don't really need much here necessarily. Okay, so it looks like by unchecking these boxes, I've got it's no longer blinking and stuff, and then that means, so down here, yeah. So there's the eye controls. Oh, that is really creepy to do those one at a time. Okay, so that's cool. I can control that independently. What about blinking? Where does that happen? Because I want to be able to close the eyes. Yeah, you can either connect the expression to what input is being used or the current... Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, is like, I could come up with some rule set and then just map that to some different values on here. This would be really cool. Let's see. So how do I... Okay, that's raising the eyebrows. That's cool. This is going to be the actual eye itself. Yeah, going up and down. Okay. Oh, here we go. Open, close. Okay, so if we wanted to be like straining, it would be like this, and then this. Let's see, this would probably come down a little bit. Your cheek's got to go up, right? Okay, I want to. Yeah, how do I do that? Left cheek puff or squint. Okay, that's the in and out of that. That's like the center of the mouth. Let's see. Oh, here, is it this? No, that's like the curl. That's kind of interesting. There's probably other bones here that I could make available to this. We want to like really like squint the eyes. How do we do that? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of like, that's a little weird. Is that because this is overdone now? Yeah. Anything else would probably be hard to tell on a phone screen. Yeah, well, this is actually not going to be on a phone. This is a PC game. It's really designed to be played with a controller. So that's why the graphics are a little more detailed than what you might expect if this was going to be on mobile. This is pretty cool, though, so I wonder... Yeah. That's cool. Okay. So. Let me think about how... Like, we should just get this basic idea working, because this looks like it's pretty doable. Let's actually go make sure this is this works in game. I don't see why it wouldn't. Just want to make sure I don't have something different with my in-game avatar setup, because I think I have a different animator going on there. Let's see. In the levels, do you ever do front flips off the bar? Yeah, you can do any kind of flip, for sure. I can show you a little bit once we get into the game here. So you can sort of do almost any trick you can think of, which is the benefit of the kind of crazy control scheme. Okay, but first, before we do that, let's go look at our avatar here, because this one, do I still have... Okay, I have the expression player, but I have it disabled. Let's go look at this. If I turn this on... Yeah, and since it's disabled, look, we have like just this weird like half-open mouth and stuff. It's not good. I wonder if this is going to have to be turned on at the start, though, because it's not doing anything right now. Or is the problem that I've got... that I'm overriding this thing with an animator. That kind of pains me, as I did gymnastics for a long time, even though the rest of the game isn't exactly realistic. You mean this game? Like, what do you mean? Front flip dismounts being possible is unrealistic, or what? Let's go look at this. So we want to look at the, or we want to go to the Gymnast avatar. let's look at this. And what happens if we turn this back on? Can we make that work with what we've got? Because we have... maybe we don't. Oh, it's something you would never do IRL because it's dangerous. Right. Right. Yeah, well, that's the fun part, I guess, about being a video game, right? Is you get to do all the dangerous stuff. Okay. Yeah, and this game's not ultra realistic. It's fairly realistic. It's you know, it's a realistic simulation of a person whose strength is probably not exactly matching or within the actual ranges of strength of a real human. But it's not too far off, you know, so there's some things you can do in this game that are probably not possible in real life, and there's things that are in real life are possible that probably aren't in the game. Let me turn down the music. Okay. You know, so if you wanted to do like a front flip, you'd have to kick off like this. Well, wait, hang on. Something like that, right? Which is certainly doable. Maybe it's not a good idea to do. But yeah. But see, I can also do stuff like, after one giant, I can flip up here and do like, you know, like a release move that's like a double backflip, which is kind of like, really? Like I can get that much height from half a swing, you know? But you know, all the theory still applies. Okay, so now, did the expression system turn on here, or it doesn't look like it? See, expression there says it all. Let's see here. Now, where even is the animator on this? There has to be one, because I'm doing stuff like animations on the hands for grabbing and stuff. I forget where this is, where this lives though. Is it here? Can't be here. I haven't touched some of this stuff in a while. Yeah, that's doable. Left front flip, yeah. It'd just be hard to land and not useful in real competition. Yeah, physics look amplified, good for a game, and overall pretty good. Oh, thanks, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the balance I'm aiming for. You know, I want the game to appeal to people like me and you who did gymnastics and really do kind of like want a game to, I don't know, better represent the sport, or better allow you to sort of feel what it's like to do the sport, and then have that open-ended controls, right? The one thing I didn't want was like press a button for backflip, you know? But at the same time, I want the game to appeal to people who just want kind of like a crazy ragdoll style game as well. So that's the balance I'm trying to strike. Okay, so where? Yeah, where is the actual animation coming from on this thing? I am perplexed on how I set this up. Yeah, we're not using that. Okay. Oh, there it is. Right. So this is our animator. And is it all the way, where was it? Right here. Although, why is it disabled? Oh, and actually, if I turn that on, now it looks like the expression thing did wake up. Let's check. So if we go here to like... Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. This is a great view here. Okay, the blinking is working though. Interesting. Yeah, why is the animator disabled? And when I toggle it there, you see. Yeah. I don't really have anything in here, do I? It's because I have a layer for the arms. That's right. I have a layer for the arms to do the grabbing stuff. But that means that some of these other bones and stuff should be accessible. So let's look at this. I don't know what this does. Does it do anything? See, it's trying to run these. But they're getting overridden. So they're getting overridden most likely by my animation. So let's go look at that. This. This animation. Let's see. How do we do this? If we go look at this thing, we have 3 layers. We have a base layer. And then, okay. And it has a weight of 1 that's implied and no mask on it. And then there's a layer for the arm and the right, which is these masks I made. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. Actually, I have a question about jelly cars. Sometimes when the car spins too fast, the wheels can break, and then you have to start over. Was this intended? No, not really. Yeah, what would happen is like the inertia of the points on the wheels would go crazy and explode. And I tried to tune it to avoid that as much as possible, but I didn't want to tune it so much that the rest of the game wouldn't be able to that everything would be kind of like, you know, underwater or like with molasses, you know. So I decided to, I mean, it was intentional in that I knew about it and left it in, and that's why the game recognizes when the car, you know, gets out of hand, but tried to just reduce the likelihood of that happening as much as possible. So we have these masks that say like these animations are only going to apply to this chunk of the avatar. Looking back, it seemed like an issue with the wheels needing to have certain properties but getting stretched too much. Yeah, basically that's exactly what it was. You know, nowadays I'm a little more skilled. I probably could have come up with a more elegant solution. I don't know. So I wonder then if like on this, not this, there is no mask set on the base layer. I wonder if I want to create one. What if I want to create one? Let's see, how do I make one of these? Create, where does this stuff come from? And I guess I could just copy the, here we go, avatar mask. Let's try this. Mask base. And then can we say like, okay, so this says everything is on, but can we like, yeah, we could like turn off the head. And maybe turn these off too. I don't know. Let's try this. So then we could go here and say, okay, that's our base. I actually wonder, does Apple give refunds for games that were discontinued? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know for sure, but that feels like a no. Okay. Now let's see if we busted things here. So if we go like this, give the player a bar. Okay, so posing still looks like it's there. When you let go, yeah, the hands are opening and stuff, so that's all working. Let's try like a tuck. Yeah, we're grabbing on there. We're okay. Yep, that looks right. Okay. Okay, so that's it didn't break anything yet. Now, can any of this still do stuff? Doesn't really look like it. It looks like it's still trying to. Blinking though. Let's see, let's go like this. Let's turn this off, turn this off. Yeah, that's interesting. They don't seem to be able to do anything here. Now, part of the thing that's got me concerned though is why does this animator say it's disabled? Am I doing something weird where I'm like updating that manually or something? Let's go look at this real quick. That's why you don't do front tuck dismounts. Let's see. Do we have like a reference to the animator or something here? I feel like we probably do. Yeah, here. Okay, we are disabling the animator and updating it manually. I think I was doing this to fix issues with the timing of when the animator got updated. Okay, so we are updating this guy manually. Probably means, let's go, let's see. Let's look at how this thing actually works. So there's a bunch of pose names. Got some joint references and junk. These are the mechanism bone joints. Okay, a lot of these don't exist. So whatever. Then we have all the float values. Okay. Then we're able, it turns it into a float array. And what does it actually do? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Where does this actually like do stuff? Okay. Interesting. Where does this stuff get used? Oh, wait a minute. We have expression player dot this, and we have UMA expression player. Okay, here we go. So this is deriving from expression player. Okay. Okay. Now, so we're working out like how to get reference to different transforms and stuff. That's fine. And then here we go in update. Need to reset bones here if we want mechanism animation. Okay. And then in late update, we call this apply pose thing. Now, the fact that that's in late update makes me think we ought to be able to use it. In update, what are we doing? In update, we call restore bones. And then in late update, okay, we're creating a mask here. Override jaw. I see. Okay, hear me out on this one, but gelatin truck. I don't think that's how intellectual property works out. Yeah. Yeah. That's certainly a gray area. Yeah. Gelatinous vehicle. Gelatin truck is pretty good though. Could be a truck, so if it's a truck you could do different stuff. You could like, I don't know, have to like transport things or something. Carry objects from point A to point B or something. If weight is greater than 0, the pose is the primary. Otherwise, if it's less than 0, put it back into positive, but grab the inverse. But either way, this whole thing is just flowing down to calling pose.apply pose. And this is on the this is looping over all of the values. Expression set. Expression player, expression set. Let's go. Wait, where is that? Here we go. Gotcha, okay. So the whole thing kind of feels like the issue might be... No, wait, it's not going to be here. It's going to be in here. Because we call update on the animator in fixed update. And probably also in late update would be my guess. Let's go find out. Find all references. Yeah, in late update. So we're probably just stomping on this. Which car shape in Jelly Car 3 was the best? Yeah, I don't think they had much difference in terms of like pro strats or anything. Actually, one of my favorite parts of Jelly Car 3 was that you could just draw your own designs on the cars, and that you could record your own sound effects. Because the original Jelly Car, of course, was all just vocal sounds. Like that was just me recording myself going boing, boom, boom, or whatever, and for the engine. And I don't think very many people even use the feature, but in Jelly Car 3 you could actually record your own for every single like sound in the game. Super dumb. But I love putting stuff like that in games. Okay, so I bet this is maybe just an order of operations thing. So if we go here and we say we want this thing to have the UMA expression player turned on. We might want blinking, but we don't want this stuff. And then we could try what am I gonna do here? Yes. There you go. What was I going to look at? Script execution order. Have I done some weird junk with this? Yes, I have. See, so Gymnast avatar is set to execute after default things, of which UMA expression player would be one. So possibly what we can do is we can add UMA expression player. This is going to be fun to scroll through this list. Wait, can I like drag the script onto here or something? Let's try that. Can I just drag this into here? Yeah, yes, okay. So let's put that up here somewhere. Where did it go? There it is. Let's put it right after the avatar. Let's apply that. This thing, this like script execution order thing, is like one of the features in Unity where it's like Unity has this kind of general issue where, you know, you just put a bunch of components on different things in your game, and you don't really have explicit idea over what order things happen in. You have the basic idea, like all the updates will get called and all the late updates will get called, but what about the order in between, right? And the solution is basically you can go here to this thing and like kind of say like this one should happen, you know, later. They get sorted by these numbers essentially, and that's how it knows what order to do them in. But it always feels like a little bit of a flimsy solution. But let's see if this helps. So now we've got that set to be enabled. It'd be awesome if this is all there is to it. And we can at least put in some basic like ideas here for. I don't know. It doesn't look any different, does it? Let's see here. Yeah, like jaw open close right away. That okay. Hey man, look at that. So it does work. It's weird that I can't make the mouth fully close. Like, why can't I? Is there somewhere else? Someone else is. Wait about. What if I do this? If I don't override the jaw, does that make any difference? Oh, now I can't control it. Interesting. Now I can. Okay, so does that mean some of these things don't work? Like, oh no, it's because that means this is a bone that Mechanim also is aware of, I bet. Let's have a look at that. So if we do like, let's try to close an eye. We can do that. Hey, okay. That's cool. How do we get rid of this gaping mouth problem? Because I have jaw open close like all the way shut. I played a 0-player game from a YouTube video on a big channel that makes stuff in Unity, and it was a pretty nice puzzle game. But the issue I found was that everything didn't happen in the same order every time. I was like trying to do redstone on Bedrock Edition Minecraft, and I stopped playing almost immediately. Yeah, so I don't know if that's a Unity thing, what you're describing there, or maybe something even a layer higher in terms of the way the game was created. But I know exactly what you're talking about. Like that's a frustrating thing for a game to do, right? Especially a puzzle game where you want things to be deterministic. Let's see, is it this? No. Like why is the jaw still kind of partially open? Okay, so that's that. We don't actually want to. We're going to be driving the neck from the physics, I think, so we don't really want to mess with that. Ooh, I could do some of this when we're twisting, though. That's kind of cool. The dude made it in 48 hours for a competition. Yeah, those are fun, but they do often come with some, you know, compromises then as well. This game has certainly taken more than 48 hours to make. Okay, there's the head bone. Let's see here. Forward, back, left, right, mouth, up, down. We already looked at that, right? Yeah, that's sort of like the central lips there. Yeah. We're close here. Either way, this is way better than it was. So that's good. So now I gotta figure out Yeah, I really liked it until I found that and it got in the way, yeah. That can be one of the things with those like game jam style games too, is that like often they're a really good idea, but then the time constraint means that they don't quite end up being the best version. I like it a lot when people come up with a good idea in a game jam and then they take the time later and they make like a full game out of it. Those are usually really good games when that happens because they know they found something cool, they tested it in the game jam, and then they just needed more time to like make it a full game, you know? Okay, are these things still animating over here? Do I have blinking turned on? That's why. I have blinking turned on, so some of this should be occasionally animating, right? Oh, yeah, the eye open and close is essentially animating. Okay. Yeah, where they go. Boom, boom. Okay. That's fine. Although, I probably don't actually want that, because I want to control that myself. So, how am I going to... Like, what's the save to clip stuff? And more in general, what is this? So what is this thing again? Expression set says... Like, this is just the mapping, right? I think. Yeah. That's just the mapping. Right, this is what it's interpolating between. Like when you say put the slider where the neck is all the way up, it gets this data to say what that means in terms of rotation. Got it. So how do we like, you know, set an expression or something? Restore bones. Okay. Oh wait, this is the data. This is the expression set data. That makes sense. So where was the expression player again? Okay. Oh, how do they want you to use this thing? I mean, I guess you just set those numbers, yeah? Yeah. Okay. All right. Is this thing basically has this big list right here. Where is it? Right here. This is all the values. So, how would I want to actually do something with this? We could definitely give ourselves a reference here to the expression player. Might as well just do that right here. Oh, where was it? UMA.pose tools, okay. Okay. So if we have a reference to this, then we could try something simple for now, which would be like we could just, let's make like a facial pose for neutral, kind of like exerting, and then like knocked out, and set those. Okay, let's try that. So I guess that means we need to figure out what we want these to be. And I gotta think about how I'm going to author it. Because this thing like has this like massive number of, oh, it's not here. This thing just has this where it's just like blah. Now we could cheese this. But anytime you call get on this thing, it just fills it up with the numbers from the inspector essentially. And you can call set, and if so, it pumps them back in. So we could use this as a cheap way. Yeah. Right. So if we did something like this, where we said like, okay, let's go like this, and say, these are all the IKs and stuff. Okay, twisting. Okay, let's go down here to here, and we'll say expression system, and then we're gonna have a thing. Let's see, how's this gonna work? Right, we're gonna have a thing. Now we're gonna need to be able to reset things as well, probably. So this would be something like it's a pair, right? So it'd be like a public list of a key value pair. Can I just use that? That has an integer as the key and a float as the value. And this would be what are we gonna call this? Just call it values, whatever. And then like that. And I don't know if we'll need any other data beyond that, so we'll leave some option for that though. And then we'll say we have like, oh yeah, and then we want like expression type. So this is idle exerting. I don't know if that's the right spelling for that. And then stunned and knocked out. Let's just say those are our 4 that we're planning on doing for now. And so we'll have an, or actually, yeah. And then we're gonna have a public expression type property here. Okay. And then we can have, oh, and this needs to be serializable. Okay, so then we can go like this, and we can say, yeah, we're gonna have a an array of expression datas. Okay. Alright, so this should allow us to author the data. And then we're going to need, in, not down here, but in update, yeah, right here, if the expression player reference does not equal null, and expressions does not equal null, then we can be like, let's update the expressions, and we're gonna need some information, but yeah, we're gonna need some information. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we can get most of it from the Gymnast. Okay, so then down here, maybe down here, private void update expressions. Okay. So now we need to decide which expression to use. So that would be expression type desired expression equals expression type dot idle. Okay, now if gymnast ref dot is KO'd, then our desired expression equals expression type dot knocked out. Else, if gymnast ref dot is stunned, or do we have stunned? We don't. Do we not say if we're stunned? Let's look around at this. Okay, we have M stunned. Where is that used? Right here. Right there. Let's reset there. We do some stuff here to show the effect, it looks like. Oh no, this is when we get knocked out, right? Okay. This is where we can become stunned. Okay, so we just need a way to access that. Let's go find, oops. Let's go find the getter we have for this one, right here. And let's add one. Bool. Oops. Not a vool. Is stunned. Get. Return M. Stunned. Boom. Now we can go back here and say if the gymnast is stunned, thank you. Then our desired expression is expression type dot stunned. And then the other one we had is exerting, right? So then we can say else if gymnast ref let's just say for now is grabbing or tucking. Is that what we want? Not necessarily. What else have we got here? Ooh, is focused. That's interesting. Is grabbing or knee hanging, is grabbing or likely knee hanging, is grabbing or tucking. Is knee hanging, is likely knee hanging, is on mat, is stunned, is twisting. So we could use, I kind of want to know if we are, oh wait, we have a thing for this. It's, what is it? It's grab, leg grab pose. Yeah. If leg grab pose does not equal none, which would mean we are tucking or piking. And that we're going to consider that to be cause for using the exerting type. We could also do that if we are is twisting. Okay, this is enough to get the test going. So then what we do down here is we say, we're going to get that data we just set up. So the data we created up here, right down here somewhere. Here is expression data, and it's coming from mExpressions. So here it would be like expression data, eData, starts at null. Then we're going to loop through all the datas in our mExpressions and say if data dot expression type is equal to the desired one, then set eData to be that thing, and then break out of the loop. Okay, and then we say if eData does not equal null, then we can do something with it. So then we're going to say expression player ref dot values. So this is going to be, we're going to grab the float here, vals equals, boom, and then override the relevant pose values. So this would be like, we're going to go for each key value pair, which is an integer and a float in, this is KVP, in eData.values. And we say vals kvp.key, so the integer gets set to kvp.value. And then we say expression player reference dot values equals vals. Okay. Oh. Now what we do is we go over here. We realize that we have compiler errors. We go look at them and we notice that this is a simple case of a missing parentheses. This, don't do that. This can't go there, it's got to go here. I think, is that all there is to that one? Probably. Okay, it's taking longer, that means it's compiling. Alright, so now we can go to our character here. We can scroll down to our new expression system, and we're going to add 4 expressions. Boop, 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 boop. So we have idle, we have exerting, we have stunned, and we have knocked out. And why can't, this thing cannot work with this type, can it? This key value pair thing doesn't know how to generate an inspector for that, does it? Okay, fine. So instead we're just going to make a little, we're only ever going to be reading this data, so let's just make a struct called pose value, and it's going to have a public int, which is the pose ID, and a public float, which is the pose value. Okay, so this is just going to be, and this is a system.serializable, and then this can just be a list of pose values. Okay, and then that goes over here as well, like this, boop. And then we go down to our new compiler errors down here, because this has to be, what is this? Expression data dot pose value PV. So, and then this is going to be pv.poseID, and this is going to be pv.poseValue. Okay. Okay, now we may have made this into a Unity Inspector friendly data type. Let's find out. Okay. So yes. See, now we can go here and we can say, all right, so let's see. When you're exerting, now we're going to go look up these values here. So first of all of them we want jaw open close to be totally closed. So that's value array 6. So let's see how many of these we think we're going to have. I don't know yet. This is going to be kind of gross because you're not really going to be able to understand these values very well. But 6 is a -1, which is the jaw should be closed. Okay. And when we're exerting, we also want to close the eyes. So that is right here, 26 and 27. Okay, so that's going to be these. 26, -1. 27, -1. Okay, and then let's just try this for now. Let's just do this much. So then idle is going to get 3 as well. And it's going to be, it gets a 6 of -1 to get that jaw closed, because I don't know why that's so weird. And then it gets like a 26 at 0 and a 27 at 0, so the eyes are just open normally, right? Then when you're stunned, you get a 6 with a -1, and then you get yourself, right? You get yourself a 26 of 1, open the eyes wide, and then this is a 27 of 1. And when you're knocked out, those will probably be the same as stunned for now, until maybe we do some more junk to it. So this is a 6 of -1, it's a 26 with a 1, and it's a 27 with a 1. Okay, with a 1. Okay. Cool. Something like that. Let's apply this junk. Okay. Now, is there anything else I need to do? Let me see, we've got this set up where we are... Yeah, we could do a thing too, where we go like this, and we say like... here, we could turn on and off things like blinking. So we could go to right here. Oh, where was it? No, it's on the avatar. Go back up to here. Right here. And we could say, okay, so not only do you get the expression type and you get all the pose values, but you also get public bool enable blinking, which defaults to false. But then what we do is we go down here where we actually set this junk, which is right here. Okay, and then we also do if expression player ref.bling enable blinking does not equal to the edatas dot enable blinking, then we set it. Expression player ref.enable blinking is equal to edata dot enable blinking. We could set that every update, but maybe I'll only set it when it changes, just in the off chance that this is like, I mean, I can go look at it, but if this was like a property that actually calls a function when you set it and maybe kicks off a coroutine or something, we wouldn't want to be constantly kicking off a new coroutine every frame. All right. Cool. Now, what else do we want to do here before we try running this and see how much it either works or doesn't work? Those are the options, of course. It's either going to work or not. Why can't I scroll? There we go. Come on. Ooh, what's going on? He's like very sluggish. Don't like that at all. Turn off blinking. Whoa. What is going on here? Okay, it's not like the computer is going slow. It's just literally this inspector is really Really, really slow. What is the deal here? Here, maybe if I go in here, we edit the avatar, or I mean edit the prefab. Does that make a difference? Not really. What is going on here? Why can I not change stuff? This is concerning. Let's try the old classic solution of closing Unity. Even that's taking a while. Wow. Okay. Okay. Unity is closed. Now let's reopen it. Okay. All right. Any minute now. Whoa. Okay. All right, we're back. We're back, but are we improved? We are improved. Okay. Turn off blinking. Apply. Okay, so by default, there's no blinking. And there's no saccades, whatever, however you say that. Cool. And then the rest of this looks good. All right. Let's double check if our data stuck here. It did. All right. Now the real question is, did this do anything? If we go like this. Okay, first of all, look at this. Mouth is closed. Very happy about that. Okay. Now, was enable blinking turned on? Was not. We could fix that though right now. So let's say idle says blinking is on. Is that going to actually update or not? Oh, wait a minute, 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 wait a minute. Ooh, actually, that's interesting. Okay, well, it's one thing at a time. So do that. Then this thing also needs a reference, which is up at the top here, to the expression player. I never gave it that, so that code wasn't even running. Okay, now that, run that. That should mean now we have this code running. Do we? Hey, look at that. Did you see that? The gymnast blinked. Okay, so now, what were the different ones I said would be exerting? Twisting, and then when you're like tucking and stuff. Now this is going to be a little tricky to look at. Let's see. Look at that though. The eyes are closed. The eyes are closed, you guys. And the, and the hair is clipping through the head, but don't worry about that part. Okay? That's something else. Okay, eyes are closed. That's cool. And then we wanted to see stunned. So let's see if we can, let's see. Or well, let's try like knocked out. So when we get knocked out, the eyes should be wide open. Right? Which they are. They are wide open. And we could probably do something stupid here, like stick the tongue out or something. Which might look kind of humorous. Okay, cool. So, let's add in just like a few other minor pieces to this, and then I think I'm going to move on. I don't want to turn this into a whole complex thing. Yeah, tongue out, replace the eye with X or something. I don't know if I can easily swap out the eyes with like a different texture or something, but I suppose we could like try to make them like roll around. Which would be kind of silly. It'd be like in different directions. That could be done. That would just be a little code actually. So, okay. So let's add in a few other things here real quick. So we know we want. Where do we see them as numbers again? We see them as numbers. It was in the like the values. Here we go. Okay. All right. Well, let's give ourselves a tongue out value. So that's going to be. Let's go here. We'll go back to our gymnast. Go down to here to these kind of unruly list of values. And I think I need to set things back to defaults. So if we're adding in like the tongue sticking out, which we can collapse the first three now for all these because these are all well-known values that we're happy with. Doot. And then we say, okay, so this fourth one that we just added was going to be tongue out. So this will be 12, but it'll be a 0 for idle. For exerting, yeah, 12 will also be a 0, right? Stunned, it's also going to be 0. This might be overkill to like explicitly set it here, but I'm just going to err on the side of safety so that hopefully this will be implemented a little faster. And then when you're knocked out, your tongue is sticking out. Okay. Now, we might want to end up adding in the curl or something so it's like curled down. But we'll see about that. I don't know when the last time I saw an analog clock, wondering how long it'll be before kids ask what clocks have to do with direction of rotation. That's a good point. You know, I think of something similar, like anytime I'm making a game or something, like with an editor or something, and there's like a save feature, and then you need to make an icon. You're like, what's the icon for saving? And of course, the classic icon for saving is like a little floppy disk. And now I think, like, I should ask my kids, but I think they see that icon and they just go, I don't know what that is, but it means save. You know? And I guess similarly, like, clockwise would just be some, like, weird thing where the like, backstory behind why it's called that is lost, and people just know it means you turn, you know, to the left or to the right. Yeah. Yeah, that save icon is a little floppy disk. Because on old computers, if you wanted to keep something around, you would save it onto a disk. Let's see. We're going to also want the brows. Here they are. Left brow, right brow, up brow. So we want these. 33, 34, 35. So we're going to say up here, in idle mode, we get 3 more. So there's 7 now. Okay. And these 3 are going to be 33 to 35. 33, 0, 34, 0, 35, 0. Boop, boop, boop. I mean, I guess what I could be doing here is just setting everything to 0 except for the ones in these lists. I mean, maybe that would be better. I don't know. We're down the path now on this way, though, so we're just going to stick with it. Okay, so these are 33 to 35. 33, 34, 35. And then when we're exerting, okay, this is where we actually want them lowered, which I think is negative. So let's say these are all -1. We're going to just do the extremes. And then when you're stunned, they should be open, right? They should go up. Schools by me don't even have analog clocks anymore because enough kids don't know how to read them. Must have missed class and their parents probably complained. Now it's all digital clocks. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the parents have bigger complaints these days because of, like, everyone's mad about Common Core, right? Because they changed math. Which I understand. I understand the frustration. You're like trying to help your kid with their homework and you say, well, here's how I do it. And they're like, that's not how they taught me. You know? At the same time, Common Core actually makes a lot more sense to me than the way I was taught. Okay, these ones also should be, yeah, 33, 34, and 35 should be up, right? I think that's what we want. Okay, let's do that. Now let's try adding in the stupid eyeball thing for knocked out. So I think the way we're going to do that, we're going to go find the numbers. Where are they? Here we go. Okay, so the left eye is up and down is 28. And in out, I guess, which is left and right, is 30. And then the right eye, up and down is 29. And in and out is 31. Okay. What we should be able to do is go here. And then we'll be like, right here. Special case for knocked out. So if the edata.type is equal to expression type dot knocked out, spin the eyes in circles. So, oh, sorry, I missed a little bit of the chat here. I don't even care what they teach. If they want to teach it in some weird way, go ahead. But if my TI-83 Plus is allowed on the test, there's a fat chance I'm doing much of it the intended way unless I lose points for it. In which case I just get irritated. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, so we're going to spin these eyeballs. So I mean, we need a rate of spin, which is not really authored anywhere. So let's go give ourselves a number we can tune. That can be in our expression section right here. So this will be like private float M, dizzy eyes, spin speed. Okay. And then we can go back down here. And basically what we're going to do is we need more than that. We need an angle to accumulate. I mean, I guess I could derive it from time. Did I do that? Yeah, I actually probably could do that. Maybe we don't need a variable just for this one stupid little case. So let's try this. So we're going to say float I angle is equal to time dot, let's just get something out of here, like isn't there like a time sense level load? Is that a real thing? Cool. The time this frame has started, okay, in seconds since level load. That's great. Times dizzy eye speed. Okay. So if dizzy eye spin speed is 1.0, we're going to say that that means you do a revolution per second. We're going to do this in radians, right? So this is going to be this, yeah, times math.pi times 2.0. Okay. Because then what we should be able to do is just say vowels. So let's do this. Let's write this down into here. So left I, up, down equals 28, in, out equals 30. So we're going to say vowels 28 is equal to mathf dot sine of I angle. And then vowels 30 is mathf dot cosine of I angle. Okay. Yep. And then right eye up, down is 29. In, out is 31. So vowels 29 should be sine of negative I angle. And vowels 31 is equal to mathf dot cos negative I angle. Knowing how to use a calculator is arguably more important than doing math on paper, unless you're going to college for something in math, in which case you won't get by choosing yeah. I mean, you know, one thing I really wish is I wish that I had known when I was learning math that there was this amazing application for math called making video games. Because now that I have an application for it, I find it much easier to sort of like more rewarding to like learn and understand the concepts. I mean, I didn't hate math. I always thought it was kind of interesting, but in just sort of a vague way. But now that I'm like making a game, like right here, like I'm applying some like basic trigonometry here to like work out how I can like take an angle and turn it into a left, right, and up, down component so that I can make something that spins over time, right? Which I'm saying this like I'm gonna like like I did it right, and I may not have. We'll find out here in a second. But you get the idea, you know, like knowing that there's an application for this, especially in something that people enjoy, like video games. I don't know. I really wish they would maybe incorporate some more of these, more of this into math education. I think some people might find that they actually enjoy math more and can see value in it beyond just like I have to pass the test. I certainly wish I had taken a little bit of deeper math in college now, because there's like aspects of game dev that are just a little bit outside my reach, because I'm not like fully up on calculus and linear algebra and some of the more complex math subjects that actually have really meaningful applications in game dev and any kind of like computer graphics and that kind of stuff. Alright, I think this is enough to hit play and see if we can get eyeballs to spin in circles. And we'll see if the tongue is sticking out. Oh, we're gonna need to fix it then so that when you're knocked out, the jaw, which was this first one, is open enough, at least, to make sense that the tongue is sticking out. Okay. Alright. So we need to land on our head if possible. Okay. Oh, I didn't get knocked out, just got stunned. Huh. Come on, land on your head. There we go. Oh, this is gonna be hard to see. Let's try this again. There we go. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. Now, question. Look at that! Look at that! Oh, that's really creepy and gross. Okay, why is the jaw not more open? Isn't this supposed to be... There we go. Oh, that's it, you guys. That is... Well, not really. We don't want it to quite look like that. That's a little over the top. I don't know if we really want... Maybe we do more like that. Yeah. And then we see if we can curl... Like, put the tongue off to the side. And maybe the eyeballs are kind of moving too much. Like, I mean... too far in a circle. We could tone that down a little bit. I was hoping it'd be more cartoony. Well, that's the problem, you know, is that the characters are pretty realistic. These little birds are fairly cartoony. This is really... I mean, I'm probably spending time on something kind of stupid too, because you're not really going to see this like this. I mean, like, this is not the angle you ever have in game. But it's pretty funny. Let's see. If we go here to this. So yeah. I think we're gonna abandon the tongue thing. It's just weird looking. It's left, right. Yeah. Or maybe we just have to, yeah. My biggest issue with school, it's all about testing the next test and then forget 90% of everything I learned in order to focus on the next test. Remember way more what I learned when I got on my way to go to YouTube and find a tutorial and actually use it for something. Yeah, totally agree. Yep. Yeah, the stuff you use, of course, you remember. And the funny thing, though, is that some of this stuff actually has a lot more use than you might think, especially depending on your interest, right? In my case, obviously, you know, coding and stuff, but also a lot of math. Simple math, not complex math, just like trigonometry and algebra and stuff, like working out, okay, I want this character to be moving 20 units per second this direction, and I want them to get to that speed over 3 seconds. So how do I apply acceleration to make that happen, or whatever, you know? All right, so let's see here. I guess what we could do, yeah, we're gonna go up here and say, where was our dizzy thing? Here we go. And then we're also gonna say serialized field, private, float, m dizzy, eyes, amplitude, or whatever, and make this like 0.7 or something. But we'll be able to change this if we need to. So that we can just go down here and stick a little multiplication on the end of this, like that. And then we're gonna try one more time real quick with the, no, we're not. We're gonna get rid of the tongue sticking out. It doesn't look silly, it just looks weird. Which one was that? That was 12. Okay. We don't need 12 anymore. So we can just simplify this though and say wherever that was, where was it? There's this one. This is just 0. We could open the jaw a little bit though. That looked kind of good. Like that. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm not quite sure. Yeah, they really just can't plan ahead and only teach you what you need / want. So I don't know what the solution is, but I certainly haven't learned that much, despite what my grades might say. Yeah. I did pretty good in school. I got pretty good grades, but I didn't have to try all that hard, at least in high school. Then in college, I kind of my major was film studies, so it was not a very academically challenging major. So I had a few classes where I suddenly had to try and study, and I hadn't really learned how to study in high school. But overall, yeah. A lot of those things I had to study for, I don't remember any of it. You know, I guess that's a skill in itself, but... Alright, so that was pretty cool. We got some basic expressions going. Let's look at this one more time and see if the knocked out expression at least looks like passable. And then I think I'm going to try and do a little bit of level design and then finish up. Okay. Maybe to make this comical, they need to be moving faster. So that would be this number here. That's funny. That's too fast. Looks like 3 is the number. It's a little creepy how the areas around the eyes are like kind of realistically moving in relation to the eye movement. It's pretty creepy. Okay, we're gonna go with 3 for the speed though. Alright, so let's apply all that prefab changes we did. I still don't know how to study, never bothered when I can just read the material and listen to the teacher, maybe do a study guide, Quizlet or something, and then, yeah, and then just like retain it just long enough for the test, right? Alright, so let's finish off today. Oh, well, let's go look over at this. So we had, look at this. Boom. Now I have this other thing I was thinking about doing today, but I've got to make some progress on the levels. So I think I'm going to just try and like get a little more, get a few levels marked as like complete. And then, let's see, tomorrow morning I'll be back streaming again tomorrow morning for an hour or so, and so I can do this task, the tripwire task, tomorrow morning. And if that works, I will probably also do this one. And then we're doing good. Yeah, so let's hit levels. We gotta make some progress on levels. All right. So good news is levels are pretty easy. This spring I did a book report on the Fellowship of the Ring, a book I read half of 2 years ago, got 95%. Yeah. Also, put yourself in the teacher's shoes, though. Like, they have to read all those book reports. It's a lot more work than it sounds like. Alright, no, I don't want to do this. I want to load up... Actually, let's do this right. Let's go look at my little level database here. So I have this little helper I made for myself. Here it is. Save the scene changes. Okay, so when I run this, you get to see my essentially Unity spreadsheet, but it draws the data from the game, which is cool. So, okay, trust fall. I think we fixed this one. Yeah, so I can go back to that one. I'm gonna do that level. Tutorial spin control. What was the deal with that? I think we fixed all that one. We'll double check it. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the levels that I have not marked green yet, which is all these. I need to go through all these. And then we need to go through all these. And then we need to put them all in the right order and in the right sections. So we got, yeah, trust fall, that one, and the next one after that would be up and on. Okay. And clean arc, okay. And then let's try and also hit transfer student. If I can get through those today, that would be cool. Alright, so that's our list of levels we want to look at. Now we can go back to the game scene. We can run it. The main thing we need to do is we need to just check the gameplay of the levels and then make sure there's good data set for the different targets. So I can show that. Here we go. Okay, trust fall. So this is going to be all the way down here. There it is. So this level is one where you fall down from a great height. Very great height. Catch onto the flexi bamboo and then fling yourself over here. I like this level. It's short. I like short levels in this game. Because they're much less... The game is less frustrating if you don't lose a lot when you biff it like this. So if I fail here, I could just instantly retry and I don't feel like I've wasted a bunch of time. Okay, so this one is, you know, basically you just got to get over and hit the mat. Now, it's going to mean that the time medal for this level is kind of pointless because there's like kind of like a fixed time that the level takes. I mean, there's minor differences here based on how high you go. We'll go with that 7.68. Let's look at this. Hey G-Rare, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Oh. Ooh. So 7.68. Add a second trick unless it's like a tutorial. Yeah. Maybe. But there's a few things, you know, every level has some replayability to it. Oops. In terms of, can you get the chalk, and can you beat the different metal targets, like I was saying. Now, I'm trying to think, is there any way you could, like, do this level faster? Or slower? Not really, you know, like, this is going to be similar time frame, 7.3. Maybe if I, like, oh dang, forgot to grab the bar. Maybe if I kind of like just barely, that's going to be, no, it's basically the same amount of time no matter what. I have it set as 12 seconds right now, which seems fine. Now I could make it that, for example, like, let's see, what happens if you hang on to this thing? Oh yeah, you kind of smack over there. I could get rid of that though. One thing I want to test, let's test this. If this was like out of the way, let's just do that for a second. Or like this or whatever. Can you do it after a second swing? Like, can you hit this thing, come over like this, come over like this, and then make it? Probably not, especially with the fact that I was bottoming out right here. Let's just test this though. If this wasn't here, it was like this. Because I'm thinking it might be kind of interesting to put the chalk here, and then either ask you to flip off of that second one, or flip. Let's try that. Like, so what if we did this? Boom, come over here, you grab the chalk, and then you need to like, whew, and I would just adjust this thing here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's try that. So the problem is I made this beautiful, long, snaking wall, and so now I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit. And this is a slightly tedious because of the way the editor is built. So we're going to get rid of a bunch of these nodes. Yeah, okay. So then something like this. And then maybe let's put like a mat like right here. Okay, so then what we would do is we would say this goes here. Like, you have to come over here to get it. And then there's just a smaller floating wall over here. Let's see. Let's give you a backboard again. So if you overshoot this, it's not the most punishing thing in the world. Like this. But then we give you a little like lip you have to get up and over. Let's see. Okay, and then like, yeah, something like this. Okay. Because to get the chalk, you have to complete the level. So you have to be able to get to the chalk and then complete the level. So let's see if this is, and this may be actually, in order to allow you a little more freedom here, let's do this. Let's do this. I think the ending map for the level should be even more different than this, like, sort of gray checker. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, the rule right now is that the red, white, and blue mats are the default mats, and then this checker one, the only time you ever see a checkered mat like this is if it's the end of the level. And I use this like checker pattern for all the things that are the end of the level. Alright, let's save this real quick. Okay, now let's try this. So, maybe something brighter. I could, alright, that makes sense. So that's still doable. Pretty easy to go over here like this. Oh! I could put a mat standing up there to make that a little more forgiving. Depends on kind of, do I want this level to have biffs in it or just be sort of fun and simple. Oops. Yeah, the checker pattern, that's kind of what I was going for, but I made it gray, shades of gray, but it is like a checkered flag sort of concept. Okay, so boom. So that's still doable, obviously. Now let's try the chalk. So if we come over here, Get the chalk. Oh, I missed the chalk. How did I miss it? Okay, I got it that time. And then you would need to be like, whoop. Oh, that's hard, but it's definitely doable. It's gonna be tricky though, because you gotta find the angle where you're still gonna go forward enough, like this. Come on. You're still going forward enough, but you don't smack into the wall. Trying to remember what the chalk was made out of. It's made out of like, I was actually, weirdly, I was working on the Japanese translation for the game the other day. And the Japanese word for the chalk they use is magnesium. So I guess it is like some kind of magnesium powder, apparently. Ooh, this is hard. It's tricky to get yourself situated quickly so that you can send that direction. There we go. According to trajectory, that was pretty good. Ooh. Man. Yeah, see, that's gonna be a biff. Ugh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Here it is. Oh, I should have opened up. Okay. Yeah, it's like magnesium something sulfate or something. Yeah, something like that. Okay, this is doable. If I wanted to make this slightly easier, what I would do is I would move this whole thing a little bit this way, which is still totally doable for the main path. Just kind of like softens up this this bit here. And we could even do not this, this, and then something like that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could take this all the way to the ground. There's no real reason why it doesn't go all the way to the ground. Magnesium carbonate. And then here's a question. Do I want to be nice and put a mat here like this? Oops, not like that. Like this. Or not? Let's see. I moved it a little bit to the right here. So see, this makes this like way, way easier. You do get the comical little flop at the end there, which I kind of like. Right. You know, I wonder maybe what we could do. It's pretty fun with this here. I could also like, I could do this. Something like this, where there's like still the ability for you to hit this mat and like go over. Where you're like, no, 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 you know, that's kind of cool. And that by changing how high that backdrop is, I can basically change how friendly or not it is. Like if I go like this and say, let's make it just like a little bit more friendly. Where you're like, oh no. So that's the overshoot. Kind of cool. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. don't worry about the difficulty for now. Once you get an idea of the difficulty levels, yeah. Well, that's kind of where I'm at, is I already kind of know. And so, you know, what I'm deciding here really is more like, what's the best version of this level? And then what I'll do, knowing how hard or easy it is I'll decide where to place it in the game, you know. And overall, I don't really care to make the game super hard. The game's already really hard, just based on the controls. So, I like this quite a bit. Now, let's make this chalk a little more obvious, I think. So, you come down here, boom. Okay, you don't see it there, so you do have to do this to see it. I mean, actually, it doesn't have to explicitly be down here. It could be like right here. Because the only way you're going to get this is if you come that other angle. That would make this more visible. So you come down like this. I mean, you still might not see it. There, you got a glimpse of it. And here I'm going to see it because I missed. Ooh! And then let's see what it's like to be there. So you come around like this. Oh, and you just get it. So then all you gotta do is get over there. That's cool. Let's double check and see if the double works. So if I go like this, and I really kind of pump this, and then I go like this, yeah, that's not gonna give me enough. I don't think. No. I mean, maybe you could get back up there. Oh no, the chalk doesn't give you the slow motion. I am turning on the slow motion by pressing a button. You can press and hold the shoulder button at any time and get this slow-mo trajectory preview. If you notice though, the timer for the level does not slow down. So if you're trying to get the speed medals for a given level, you're kind of incentivized to either not use the slow-mo or use it very judiciously. So you might be like this, where you're like, boom, and then just decide the angle and then come out of slow-mo to try and finish the level or whatever. Yeah. Alright, I like this here where you get it if you just ride it through. Like, that's cool. So this feels pretty good. So now what we need to do is decide the score threshold. Because we now know, yeah, like if you want to get this time, you got to do it on the first swing. Let's just make sure of that. So if I do the chalk path, okay, that would have been roughly 10 seconds. So I think we want to make it that the chalk path does not give you the fast medal. Okay, yeah, that's 9 point something. Probably not going to get that under 9. Certainly not under 8. Let's see. Ah. Oh, have the slow motion be a meter charge by getting the chalk. Yeah, that's a cool idea. There's only one chalk in every level right now. I had initially thought of doing something more like Tony Hawk-ish, where there's like lots of little collectibles hidden in the levels. I ultimately simplified it. Okay, 9.2. I don't think you can do that in under 9, or if you can, it's really hard. So if we set this guy to be 9 seconds. That should be good, because that will be super doable by the direct route. Right, totally gonna get it here. Boom. So then here I would complete the level, and I would get the time medal. And the score medal is currently set to 10,000. So now that should be pretty doable. Well, the thing is, essentially you need to land on your feet, because there's not a lot of other opportunities to produce score in this level. So, let's see, like there, all you got was the 700 points you get from this first fall. Oh. And so this is actually a pretty hard level to score points on, because you need to actually land on your feet. Not like this. Which is really hard. So I think that's why I previously set the score threshold to just be kind of like, you know, a number, because if you do anything here and you land on your feet, you kind of deserve the points. Let's see. Bring it around. Nope. Nope. I wonder if I do like a half twist or something. If that will make it easier to land this. Oh. It's gonna be super hard. Oh no, I'm short. I'm short. I'm short. Short. Nope. Face plant. You could leave it that it's like it is, or put 1 to 4 chalks in each level depending on the size, and use that as a slow motion charge meter. Right. Yeah, that's probably considering where I'm at in the cycle of working on the game, that would be in my cool idea, but too late category. There it is. 976,000 points. That was an epic trick though, so those are the points you get. So, actually, you know what, this might be easier to land if you do the chalk route, because you have kind of like a less extreme angle here, where just like whoom, whoom, come out. How many levels have you made? I think there's like, I don't know, like 60 or 70. Yeah, look at that. That was much easier to land. 92,000. Yeah, most of the mechanics are done. Yep. Yep. Now I have a small to-do list, and then I have I need to finish up all the levels. I need to make a few more too to fill it out a little bit. Okay. Alright, I'm liking this. I think that the time threshold is good. Score threshold is good. The chalk is in a good place. This is now a level. It's a cool level. I like it. What's the hardest level so far? Let's see. There's one that I'm like debating if I should even include or not. It's so hard. Where is it? No, 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 no. This one. So this level, what you have to do on this level is you have to get yourself shot straight up, like this. Curl yourself up so that you don't smack the thing there, and then spread yourself out and bridge yourself across the gap. So it's something like this. You gotta come up here like this, come out like this, go like this, and then land it and get your hands the other side there, and then hold yourself up so that you stay in that little zone at the top. It's a cool idea, you know, to like sort of like go through a small gap and then spread out and like bridge it, but it's it's really hard. I think I've only done this like once. So if I keep it in, it's going to be like in the last pack, you know, or something. Okay, so here we go. Now the question is, can I... Here we go, here we go, here we go. Now don't freak out, don't freak out, don't freak out. No, 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 no. Get the legs back. Yeah. Oh yeah, this game, the levels are almost all... I mean, there's some that are longer than this, but like, they're super short because otherwise it's way too frustrating to lose progress. And I didn't really like having levels with like tons of checkpoints and stuff. Okay, okay, here we go. Now if I just arch up and hold it. There it is. That's literally like the second time I think I've ever done that. It's super hard. I like the idea of it though. Alright. Oh wait, so a second ago we were on Trust Fall. God, I hope I saved all my changes. I'm pretty sure I did. This looks like the same. Level data, 9 seconds, 10,000. Okay, so we're going to mark this level as green. Sweet. Chunk. Now let's go look at what was it? Tutorial spin control. So this one, I'm pretty sure I've made all the changes I want to make to it. This is more of a tutorial level. Let's talk about controlling your spin. Tuck in to spin fast, stretch out to spin slow. Try doing a single flip and landing on the mat. Just release with R. That should be enough. Okay. Oh. Oh. Good. Now do at least 3 flips. And there's some stuff in here to make sure that if you like go too far, hit the ground, it's like, hey, you need to land on the mat. If I don't do enough flips, like do more. And then if I do a lot, it's happy. And then it's like, okay, now just do 2 flips. Okay, so if I do too many, oh, and I go off, make sure you land on the mat. If I don't do enough, okay, and if I do too many, and if I do it a double, we get it. Okay. Cool. That one's fine. So I had some bugs in that one, but I'm pretty sure I've got them all fixed now. So we can mark this one as green. Okay. And we can move on to up and on. So this is one that I had pretty early in the game, like early in the progression, I mean. And it's kind of a cool level. It's a little awkward how you start right below this thing. You drop onto this, it spins around, and then you're supposed to fling yourself up and over there. So this is more of a timing thing, where you mostly want to use this and be like, is that the timing? Too early. Oh! Oh. That was a dramatic fall. Oh! Okay, here we go. Here we go. Get the timing. Oh, get the timing. There. Ooh. Oh, overdid it. Oh, that's interesting feedback about the chalkboard type screen. There you go. And this one is a little hard to get the chalk. Like you have to be on the trajectory where you're almost going to miss the mat and then just clip the mat. And one thing I could do though, in fact I think I will do, is this prop is kind of, I want to leave this level early in the game I think, and this prop is a little awkward because you have to grab one of these 4 bars and you kind of get stuck in it sometimes and stuff like this. Which is fine, but maybe not for this spot. So what I can do though is I can replace it with this new one, this one. And we could change it a little bit, so like we set it like this. And then we gotta set this thing up so that when you grab it, it rotates. And I can't remember what I had this set at. Probably somewhere around there. Let's see. So now see, you can kind of like just drop, grab it. Okay, it's going the wrong way. This would be reverse, go a little faster. Let's try that. Couldn't tell it was supposed to look like a chalkboard. Okay. One thing about this is, like, depending on the speed, you get this oscillating thing where you come around sometimes. Oh, and the gymnast is hitting their feet there. That's not good. Let's go like this. And then maybe we have to crank this up even more. Okay, now this is a little harder to grab onto. So probably want to fix that. Ooh! Really? What's the deal there? There's like a strange rotation bug there, it looks like. You often get this scenario, see, where it oscillates, where you have like a slow spin and then a fast spin. If you watch it here, you can really see it, where it's like, oh, kind of fast. Oh, now it's kind of smoothed out. But if you're like going like this, You kind of have this like oscillation that happens. Like this. Slow one, fast one, slowish one, fast one. This one normalizes out a little better. I don't know. I'm not loving the way this level is working. That's a good note about the message board, though. I could probably try and put some, put a texture on it. Or change the color. So what is it about this level? This is a trajectory level where you need to go up and over, essentially. So I could simplify it like this. That part was fun. Maybe we do that. Maybe we like. Yeah. Do we need this transition at the beginning? I mean, I like this having more than one jump. Let's try something like this. Let's get rid of this. Let's put this and this over here. Okay, this is gonna be one of the first times I'm asking you to go to the left, essentially, instead of to the right. And then let's put a parallel bars up here, so we have a big target to shoot for. Okay, let's look at this. Oh, not like that. Not like that. Ooh. Okay. Shoot up like this, catch onto here, then you need to go this way. To get over here. And that's kind of cool. Parallel bars for your least favorite event. Yeah. They are really great in this game, though, because they work like a bar that has a much bigger area that you can grab. See, if this was just a single bar, it'd be really hard for me to get on a trajectory where I could grab it right now. But the parallel bars means there's this whole range I can grab onto. I actually added them pretty late in the development, and I'm kicking myself for not adding them sooner, because they really opened up the level design quite a bit. Okay, I like this better already. Now we could grab this and go. It's a little awkward to go left for the second part. Like it could be more like I want you to jump up to here and then do a normal jump forward, which is kind of cool. Like for that to work, let me think about that. So that would be like something like this, where these objects are like right here. Or something, somewhere roughly here. Is this not? Okay. This isn't gonna be right. This is gonna be weird. Yeah, where here you'd have to like, you'd have to skip past this and get to here, and then get over there. So that's interesting. Now this is a little too. So what we want to do is we want to move this a little bit back, so it's not quite as crazy. We can even move it up a little bit because we don't need this to be like all about crazy speed. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo the chalk now, of course. You're like, how do I get up there? And then you find this. So that's cool. And then we could put the chalk over here. So we could like we could use a rope. So there's like a rope here you need to jump to and then swing over a little bit. Now, do we still need these things? But we could do something like this. Something like this is kind of cool. And then I guess this would be nice if it was a little higher. Or the whole level was lower. Maybe that's the solution, actually. Let's see how well I can grab the whole level here. Grab this, grab this, grab this, grab this, 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 and this, and bring it all down. That. Okay, Gymnast is not hitting their feet or anything. Squeak past that. Oh! Woo! There we go. And then if you want the chalk, you have to realize that it's over to the left here. So like that. Get the chalk. Get back to the parallel bars. There we go. Oh hey Vimlark, how's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by the stream. Yeah, I'm working on, so I was finishing up my stream today by doing some level design and level editing. And I'm redoing this level here, which was initially an easier level. But I didn't love the design of it, and then I've been iterating on it here, and I like the new design, but you are correct, sir. It is gotten trickier as a result. Oh, and wow, thanks, man. A follow and everything, appreciate it very much. And that Ski Freak, thanks for follows, really appreciate it. I'm really having a lot of fun streaming the development of the game, and I can't tell you how anxious I am to finish this game, because I already know the game I want to make next, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to actually build the whole game from scratch, where I'll be streaming the development of it and everything. You followed a few days ago and it just showed up, that's weird. But yeah, I'm excited about the next game. I already know what I want to make. It's gonna be cool, but I gotta finish this one first. I gotta finish this one. I've been working on this game for a long time. It's time to finish it up. Alright, now, the concept of this level is that you have to go a little bit to the left and then over to the right. And so, I don't need this to be, like, extremely tight. Like, even if I put this over here like this, I don't think... Oh no. Okay, phew. That was a long pause. Anytime any long pause freaks me out. Like, I don't think there's any way you're going to get up there without using the parallel bars. Just by, like, finding a way to cheese over here or something, right? Like, the concept of the level still stands. I'm cool with that. Right, come up here. Oh. And even... Yeah, I could even make this a little more explicit by saying, actually, wait, by doing this, by grabbing this, and 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 bringing them down a little bit, like that, and then, yeah. Oh, wait, no, you said something about the chalk kids. Hang on, I missed that. Where was it? Wait. It was right down here. There should be a mechanic for the kids that clap their hands when they get chalk and send out an obnoxious white cloud. Yeah. Well, if you look close, when you grab onto things, they do produce a little chalk cloud. Let's see if you can see it. Like, watch right there. Did you see it? Or there? Very minor. It's mostly just meant as some feedback to kind of show that, yeah, you made contact with the bar. There's also a little one when you hit the mats as well. Like, I think if I just like smack, oh jeez, if I smack into a mat, you should be able to see it. Did it go missing? Oh, hi, Torsley. Hey, what's up? Well, everybody's dropping by today. This is great. I gotta do these evening streams, you know, because people stop by. It's awesome. I do a lot of streams early in the morning at like 9 a.m. California time, and I know that's not probably like prime Twitch viewing time. It's nice to see people stopping by. Thanks. Alright, so this level, layout-wise, is pretty cool. Now this is one of the most hidden chalk I think I've had, because if you look at this, like the camera angle never gives you any clue that the chalk is to the to the left. Oh, that ski freak! It's 2 a.m. here. Wow. Well, I'll stay up too late. But I do like this chalk being over here. You got to kind of look for it. That's cool. You could probably also go directly to it, like this. Boom. That's kind of cool. Boom. And then we go over here. And we just, whoops. And we just get to the mat and okay, so I like the layout. The chalk is in a good spot. Now, let's think about 9 a.m. is too early for me to be on Twitch. Vimlark, yeah, I know. I don't even know if we're in the same time zone or not. I live in California. I mean, it's early time, you know, but it works for me because I have another project I'm also working on. And so that's sort of like my full-time project, and then Gymnast is my like super important Walloper project, but that means that I only work on it for like an hour or 2 hours a day, and so that like morning slot is a good fit for me work-wise. Maybe not great for like Twitch-wise, but at least for me right now, Twitch is sort of like secondary to working on my game and making good progress, and I like streaming it. I like sharing development, and I also like interacting with people. And I also like that it gives me a schedule to keep to, which has been good. So, but it's still like the top priority is like have a good schedule, make progress on the game, especially this game, because I really need to finish it. Okay, so we have a 10-second time set right now for the. If you want to get the medal for fast time, so that would be something like you got to get up here. Okay, 10 seconds is super doable. Probably like 1, 2, 3, even 4, 5 trips around, and then a relatively fast jump, and you're still there. I like that time. That's fine. Now, what about score? This is a level where it's pretty easy to rack up score, because if you get up here, the parallel bars, you can rack up score like crazy on parallel bars just by chaining some releases like this. You know, even if those aren't big points individually, they add up. You know, especially if you do it like that, where you get some flips going. In fact, the parallel bars, if anything, have sort of exposed that my score system before was assuming that every release was really hard. Now that we have these simpler ones, where you can just like chain tricks together, you can really rack up score in a way that wasn't really possible before. But I don't really mind it too much. Obviously, your productivity might not be the best on stream, but it really helps me focusing on projects in the long run. You pick up your projects more often. Yeah, I have seen a real bump in the just like steady progress I've been making on this game since I started streaming it. Probably because I just feel like I have that commitment that I was going to stream, you know, an hour every day or whatever. Yeah, Vim, like, I don't know how you get anything done on a stream. You have so many viewers and you're really interactive with them, like, which, you know, I think is awesome. But yeah, I can imagine it's like it's kind of a blessing and a curse. All right, so what were we doing here? We were talking about the score threshold for this level. Oh gosh. So really all we want to say, I think, for the score threshold on this level is like, hey, chain some tricks together and like there you go, right? There's no real, I mean, I could make it a huge number, but at that point it's not that interesting. That was 25k. Let's look at what happens if you just play the level kind of normal. Like you just go up. You know, maybe get a flip or two out of that. Maybe even before the timer runs out on the combo, you jump off. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't take much score to complete the level. So let's set this. What do we have it set at now? 10,000? Not bad. I think that's probably fine, actually.